Okay, so I definitely don't know how much space I actually have left because I haven't deleted the last video. Then there's one that I recorded that I didn't upload before I left, but it was only 2 minutes because I went to hear it instead of this. I already know it wasn't hearable because my sister's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever I could call him, he was saying that on the front porch, which the window's right there, so I could hear them. Especially since he was the loudest one. One of the loudest ones. Honestly, really they all were loud, but he was saying that in Mama's eyes, my nephew is like her man. And that's the same thing I've been saying. And this is what happens when people get diagnosed with stuff they don't actually have, because the problems that they actually do have get overlooked. Because I've been saying this since before Mama even came down here. I can't really breathe, but anywho. Basically what's going on is enmeshment. What's the other thing? Enmeshment, emotional incest, and then surrogate parenting. Because the thing is, in Mama's eyes, she had Varvar when she was 16, and she didn't have anybody else because of the narcissistic family system and stuff like that. So in her eyes, Varvar was all she had, which a lot of times is why people have kids young. Not that that's like really that young, or at least not to me. To a lot of people, especially like in the US it is, but people have, it's like, why did you have the kid? The reason is what makes it a not okay thing. So yeah, in her eyes, Varvar was all she had, and because of her whole situation, and then not getting treated for trauma, and then her mental health getting worse because she wasn't getting treated then because of the family system telling her that nothing happened, even though everything that shouldn't happen was happening. Because of that, she really had to look to Varvar. And then, because of BPD and the splitting, 1 minute she likes D'Angelo. I meant not to say his name, but 1 minute she likes, I'll just say Lo. And the next minute she doesn't. And so, that's how splitting works. So she's doing a parental alienation because of BPD. I mean, she's been doing that. And so basically, in her eyes, her son, that's only, actually he's 8 now, but in her eyes, he's her protector. Because that's how surrogate parenting and emotional incest and all that stuff works. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And I've been saying that since way before she even came down here, and even before my older brother moved here. Well, back here. And the thing is, that messes people up pretty bad though. And I know I've been a surrogate parent a lot for my mom and her boyfriend and stuff like that. Because like, since narcissists usually don't have anybody else to tell their true emotions to, or just when they want to have a smear campaign or lie to somebody about someone else, they just really do it to whoever's around, especially their kids, because a lot of the people won't listen. Like how my mom's boyfriend thinks that people that work at his jobs want to listen to him talk junk about somebody else's kids all day. Which is why, well, one of the reasons why they stopped talking to him. There's also plenty of other reasons. But yeah, what Lo said is exactly correct. But the thing is, it seems like nobody else actually wants to look into stuff and Google stuff. It's like everybody's tired of the dysfunction. But still, of course, nobody's going to really admit what's going on or even try to look into it. And the funniest thing about it is, even though the diagnosis should be CPTSD, but it just got recognized, Chocolate is diagnosed with PTSD, and she has been since she was like 18 or something. And it's funny how she was the one to realize how bad everything was, to actually go get diagnosed and get therapy for it. But yet, she's one of the main enablers in the whole situation. How are you going to go get diagnosed with PTSD, then come back and be an enabler for the person that gave you what is actually CPTSD? It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I know everybody wants to leave to get away from the situation, but I kind of feel like I'm the only one that actually wants to leave and heal from the situation and completely go no contact. The thing about Lo is he's not related to us. He's just related to like my nephew, because that's his son. So he doesn't really have to deal with everybody else as much as like me or my siblings would feel like we have to, because you don't really have to deal with anybody that you shouldn't be. But a lot of people feel guilty about going no contact with narcissist parents and family members and just stuff like that. I mean, of course they're going to feel guilty because they get guilt tripped about it. I mean, you get guilt tripped in narcissistic family systems just for wanting to leave. So, anyway, I forgot what else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I remember now. So, from the looks of it, it seems like everybody's about to have to go back to Winston. My mom's boyfriend was already going to have to go. My nephew's dad has been saying he wanted to go. Mama halfway even wanted to come down here in the first place. So, the thing is, if everybody goes back to Winston, they're going to be in maybe a healthier predicament, but I just know I'm not going back to Winston. I really want to get out of this country, period, for a whole bunch of reasons. But I'm not going back to Winston where there's only minimum wage jobs, and then really all of Winston is the ghetto. I couldn't do it. I know they're doing it because they really feel like they don't have any other options. And really at the moment, because nobody really has money like that, nobody has any other options other than to go back to Winston. But I know I don't want to. But Chocolate is at her breaking point. And I mean, my mom has been admitting that really everybody in the house is crazy, but I still feel like that's annoying though. It's like people rather just say crazy and mentally ill than just say traumatized, because it's the best way to cover up trauma symptoms, by just saying somebody's crazy. And of course I would know that firsthand. And I'm getting the cramp. And I thought my bloating was going away for good for the rest of the day, or at least another hour. But my thing is, if I go back to Winston, I'm going to be in an even worse predicament all over again. And of course, once everybody starts to move out, it's going to be back to the same old, same old. The more people that are living in the house, the more people to play different roles in the dynamics. I mean, obviously, certain people that are the scapegoat are always going to be the scapegoat no matter who comes in the picture. But it's still just the fact that now there's people playing what's that thing called? The role, the unnoticed person, just all the different roles really. There's more enablers. There's more people that just sit back and don't say anything about half the stuff that goes on because they don't want to get involved, and they know not only will the person not stop doing whatever they're doing, it's just going to make a bigger argument. I forgot that I still have this egg stuff all over me. I should have changed clothes. I don't know what else to say. I just know that I hope this evaluation, what in the world? Oh, that's a mushroom. I hope this evaluation comes back at least semi-true or truthful about what I have. I mean, at least I already know what I have regardless of what it says. But maybe if somebody could encourage my old counselor to contact me, or at least contact them, I could get an email with my actual diagnosis and then print it out. I shouldn't even came over here because I'm in a whole bunch of pain. But yeah, so I heard that they're about to start dropping people back off in Winston in 1 or 2 weeks. And school starts on August 3rd, I think. And it's July 18th. And I know the summers are longer in Winston. So, I don't remember what I was about to say at all, but I don't want to go back to Winston because I already know that if we go back to Winston, we're going to have to move back in Rolling Hills or either in Piedmont Circle. In fact, no, probably not even Rolling Hills, but then again, maybe because everybody's been moving out of Rolling Hills. I mean, I'm glad people have finally been leaving the roach infestedness, the pipes being bad, and then eventually, once everybody moves out, they'll finally remodel it. They just didn't want to place everybody in the home until they were done actually tearing the whole thing down and remodeling, which is why they just let the whole neighborhood get worse and worse, so people started to leave. Of course, there's still going to be people that don't have the money to leave. But anyway, I don't want to move back to Winston for a million different reasons. Just the whole money situation, the fact that it's all the ghetto. 20% is below poverty. Of course, I'm going to be living back in the hood or projects. I mean, I don't really consider really anything I've seen around here to be the hood or projects, or at least probably because I haven't been anywhere, but just the places and areas I have seen. And it's like, I just hope that doesn't happen. I mean, if anything, if we move back to North Carolina, we move to Greensboro or something, but not back to Winston. It's like, honestly, I might as well just die at this point if we're about to do that. Because I'm going to have to be back around those same old people, see the same old faces that never go away. Every time you leave the house, you run into somebody you don't want to run into. I just don't want to move back to Winston. I mean, the schools there are better than here, only because in Winston, the staff members don't threaten and curse out and do all the stuff that they do here in the schools, but it's like, it ends there. So in Winston, you don't get abused by the teachers all day, and the teachers don't do the same weird, crazy stuff they do here. They have that passed down slave trauma where they just, I mean, really, a lot of black people here hate black people. That's another thing I haven't liked about being here. It's like, I have never even heard, in Winston, even though really all the teachers there are white, you'll never hear them calling people porch monkeys, none of that weird stuff that they do here. Why are they staring at me like that? Let me turn around, because I'm probably yelling for one. But yeah. That's the only thing I like about Winston. Because the thing is, it's a lot of self-racism in the South. And then it's like, because the amount of molestation is so high in the South, I get into that predicament where I start feeling like I have to, like, help talk other people through their trauma. Like, I'm not still in the bad situation, although it's not the same as theirs, but still. They really do need to do something, though. Because there is no reason why you should walk into school and 5 people out of every 20 kids in each class got molested. That doesn't make any sense. And it was not like that in Winston. That's really just like, I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's just really messed up. A lot of people got physically abused in Winston, but it's like, here, why is everybody sexually abused and stuff? It's like the South is messed up for a whole bunch of reasons. Like, really though. I walked into that school and everybody I talked to, except for like 3 people, got molested. Then of course, as far as the whole thing I said about the class, were like at least 5 people out of like the 20 people in the classes got molested. And that's one thing that's different. But of course, I've been wondering, is it just that more people in Georgia or in the South are willing to admit that they got sexually abused than people in Winston? Because that could also make a difference. Because of course if somebody's not still in the situation, they won't have to feel unsafe about admitting that it happened. Anyway, so basically, I'm really just in the not know about what's about to happen. Am I even still about to be living here? Because, I mean, the thing is, this is the place where I met the best mental health professionals. They actually seem to care about my situation. And the doctors have actually seemed to care about my situation. Even though nobody's really done anything, but I mean, at least I'm in a place where people will actually admit that what's going on isn't okay. Back in Winston, that never happened. Wait a minute, hold up. But yeah. So, I don't know what else to say. I just know one thing as far as like the whole school situation here. Oh yeah. And then the special ed placements. And I've been said they didn't have stuff like that in Winston. In Winston they had alternative schools, but it wasn't based off of racist stuff where you get put in there just because you're black. Here,